And yes, we're recording. So we got Justin Fox, not Justin Monk. I always get them confused. There are a lot of Justins. Apparently, it's a common thing among Caucasians to name their children Justin. And I'm sorry.
It's a good
Right?
thing. Good name.
Well, well, I mean, Hispanics are like, you're Jose, and you're Jose, and everybody's Jose. It's like, and then in the Discord, we got fucking Moto. Like, who named you? But anyways, all right, Justin, we got a lot to talk about, man. The last time we were on, we were talking about like your struggles as a trader, your evolution as a trader, but then we had to make it workplace friendly.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so now this is our second iteration, a much more scripted, not scripted, but a workplace friendly interview, if you will, but more of me going over his trades and his improvements, and most importantly, his psychology. Now, Justin, how long have you been with us with Trade 1348?
I joined in February.
Joined in just this February?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're brand new.
Oh yeah, I'm baby.
Oh, you're
Rookie.
baby. Oh, wow. Okay, Justin, how old are you?
33.
Oh, you're 33.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have any babies of your own
Nope.
that you know of?
That I don't know of. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Okay, well, don't make that deposit. Just don't get it.
Not in the plans for now. Maybe later.
It's tempting, but sometimes you just got to pull out, right? So life is
Bingo.
like trading, guys. Life is like trading. Okay, so Justin, you're like brand new, and you just come to trade camp, and you're like, I got to do this. And you
Oh
come-
yeah, I've been through it all, man. All the people out there that I've taken, the signal callers, all that stuff. It literally took me 2 months to be like, this is the guy I'm flying to Florida to see and learn from. You can just tell. I'm not trying to be that guy and glaze you up, but you're the real one, man. That's all it took. I've been through it all, and I'm like, that's the one.
Thank you for the kind words. I'm the one who would have
Yeah.
thunk. Little brown boy, not named
Yeah, because
Jose.
you teach us how to trade, not to follow, follow my signal.
Yeah. As soon as you go follow my signals, like whatever, it's stupid.
Yeah.
So we make heavy use of TradeZilla, and obviously we have Maddie. Was Maddie in the trade camp with you?
Yes, I talk to him here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, the 1.5%.
Oh yeah.
Morning broadcast, 1.5% done using trade camp psychology. Gotta love Maddie. Maybe we gotta.
Oh yeah, man, he's the man. Shout out to him for sure.
Yeah, we got to bring him on the show here. But
yeah.
So, dude, let's talk about your psychology first. Like your psychology initially, and then basically, obviously, working with me. What have you surmised, or what have you come to terms with in your evolution as a trader?
The biggest thing is that I don't have to, make a ton of money. That's the thing. Like you preach all the time, and it's hard sometimes to watch the trade go way more than what you wish you would have got, but you don't need that. Once it's now that I have my target, it hits, I close it for the day and don't think about it. It's a world of difference. Like you've preached. I can't stress that enough. You don't have to make a ton of money. It all adds up over time, and it's very simple with these trade designs and everything. It took me a while to figure that out. I was my own problem there.
Yeah, you were only problem.
You gave us the tools the whole time here, and I just had to,
submit.
Yeah, exactly. But once I submitted it, here we are, and this shows that you don't need a bunch, and you will get there, and it's way easier on your mind too.
Way easier on your mind.
Way easier. Like I think everybody has I got to make this much money, or I need to make $1,000 or something. You'll get there one day, but you don't need to do that. The base hits add up.
Oh, I've always preached that since the beginning of 1348, right?
Right.
And, you've seen it, and we talked about it in trade camp. You see me talk about it in the live streams where, how 0.5% compounded, not even 1% compounded, but 0.5%, hell, 0.35% over 5-6 years
Right.
with a $5,000 port makes you a millionaire.
Exactly.
The numbers are there. What keeps you from getting there is you just try to accelerate it, right? And
Exactly. And you get burnt a lot with that.
well, I mean, wouldn't you expect that to be the case? I mean, if you're on a highway and you're doing 160 because you're trying to get somewhere faster, what I mean, do you not lower the chances of you actually getting to your destination? I think you do, right? Because you're going
Yeah,
to the gate.
exactly.
You've just upped your risk significantly, right? And so trading is a lot like that, and that's why we have just the small base hits. It's more of like a cruise control for you, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So what I mean, you asked 2 weeks ago, you asked me, are you doing this for the money or are you doing this to be a better trader? That is the thing, you got to do it to be the better trader, because if you're doing it for the money, that's the wrong mindset. And that took me a little bit to learn as well. I was in the way of like money, 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 I'm gonna, just kill it, with that mindset, but it doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way. All right. So you want to tell everybody, you're obviously doing a prop firm challenge.
Yep.
Are you
50K top step.
top step 50K?
Hmm.
All right. You ever did an Apex? Ever?
I did. Yeah. Didn't
Okay.
pass.
Okay. All right. Would you agree with me in that top step is probably the better deal?
Yeah, because it teaches you to. I mean, I think the discipline's there for with Top Step. I like they have way more legit rules. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
it's more legit. Yeah.
I don't want to do the prop firm. I'm doing this, for myself before I start with my own money, because we've already been down this road. Obviously, like, let's do this simulation first before we start going down that road. Like,
Yeah.
uh, you know,
Yeah, you don't want to. You
'cause that
don't
was
want to
pretty bad.
lose 70K, 80K, 100K. You don't want
Yeah,
AMC part two, right?
yeah.
Um, still stings a little. Okay, so all right. So you're in the $50,000 eval, and what is it? It's 52 to pass. Is
Yes.
it?
Hmm.
All right. And well, we've updated your stats, and well, let's take a look. Okay. So, Justin, my man. All right. He's adopting the small hits mindset here. And as you can see, he's just stacking. There's nothing volatile about his trading. Can we talk about that emotionally, right? Because, obviously your graph looks like your emotions. It's stable.
Right.
Let's talk about your emotions before and after, and what did you do to get yourself to the point where you're at, where you have that emotional the emotional stability or peace in the trade? What did you do?
So first off, I was trying to go for bigger amounts than I wanted. That I was kind of making unrealistic goals. I'm like, well, if I hit it, hit it all the way down here, and then I kept tweaking it. I'm tweaking it, and like, what can I mentally take? I'm not a guy at the moment that can really let trades play out for 30 minutes. So I've noticed that I back tested and I have my certain level that I'm like, I need to play this much to make $50. And so I have those levels set, and it's been tremendous. But what's changed is um being able to know that I'm going to make $50. This is it. And then I walk away. Before, I would stare at the screen all day trying to, like, I'm going to take another trade today. I'm going to trade. Oh, here's another good trade. Maybe, once you get that little amount, get it off and walk away. It's literally a game. It's changed my life. Like, I would come home stressed, or I would be stressed all day, just, you know, staring at the screen all day. It would just wear me out. And now I have a plan to where I have, the one trade, bam, I'm out, shut it off, gone. But before, I was off the screen all day, just stressing myself out when it does not need to be that way. The trade designs, everything is literally there, and they work. There's it's been there the whole time for all of us. So everybody watching this, the tools are there, and just take the trade design, and you don't have to make a ton of money. It all adds up, as you can see this profile here.
Yes.
I am ecstatic talking about this now, because at one point I'm like, I don't know if this is ever going to work the way my crazy behavior is going with stuff, and so now I've finally submitted, and this is proof. Here you go.
Yeah, this is proof. And I mean, you're winning 91% of your days, so this is not a fluke. What I like about this is your average win loss 1.55, bro. Like, that's what we're gunning for on that chart. That magical green line is 1.5 to 1. It just turns out that's what you average out to be here, right?
Yeah.
Your win rate 76%. And this is impressive. This is really, really impressive. What's also impressive is that you're just slowly and steadily just climbing up, and 891. So you got about 1,100 more dollars before you pass this eval, right? And in that, what you're developing are consistent good habits, right? And your stats are showing consistent good habits here, right? I do want to talk about something here, because although your profit factor is 5, and this is great. I mean, this is great. It's a great profit factor. 5. I mean, dude, you forget it. You're good with it. We do want to highlight the fact that if you only went long, you're 6.99, and you win 76% of your trades, and you have an average win loss of 2.13. Okay. So why are we bringing this up? Well, you're on this journey of like, yeah, I'm killing it, right? And now it's what you're realizing when you're making this money. It's not about the money, it's about efficiency, right? And as the port gets bigger and bigger and bigger, well, then it becomes about the money, right? Because then it's like efficiency is like, okay, I'm 15 minutes here and I made 500 there, right? Right now, you got to earn your stripes. It's like, okay, well, 15 minutes here and I'm making $50 there. And over time, that grows, right? And so it's all about efficiency. So how do we get to that point where you're making 550 minutes or 1,010 or, 15,000, and it scales, right? So we do that by highlighting what's working out for you. And, remember, you weren't here. You're rather new, but there was a saying we would say back in the day, in that men lie, women lie, charts don't. Right?
Facts.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Right. And your stats are not lying. You got a 6.99. I really wish that was 69.9. I love 69, baby. Who doesn't, right? But
Yeah,
this
that's
is
right. I'll take it.
this is great here, man. 69.99, 76% win rate. And it's the bulk of your wins. 887.
Of what, long?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's just like we were saying, like that's just how my brain works. Trying to go the opposite way just kind of gets in my way a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. And like we talked about, right? It's just against human nature. From the day we're born, we're getting taller, we're growing, we're going up, we're thinking about growing up. You know what I mean? And so going short is like so odd, it's so anti-human, because we know, and that's the thing about going short is, like, for instance, today we were going short and it bled to death, right? But it doesn't go short forever. The market
Right.
goes long forever, right?
Exactly.
NQ and ES are investment vehicles. They go long forever. So when we're going short, we're going against the universe. It just
Exactly. Like I have 10 times more confidence. Like if it were to hit like one of the predictive levels, that like I'm like, oh yeah, I'll throw a couple contracts right there at that level to go up. But rejections or anything, it's just been like, what? I don't know about that. Like going back down? What?
Oh man. So let's go deeper into your your reports here. Okay, so we have. Oh man, this is sweet here. I know you guys can hardly see this, but what I'm looking at is max consecutive losses is 1. Your average hold time is 4 minutes. Your winning trade is 2 minutes. Your losing trade is 5. Huh, okay. Yeah. But this is really what I'm looking at. And this is the most important metric, and that is your trade expectancy, which is 29.57. So it's a positive number. So that's telling us on average, whenever you place a trade, you're good for $30.
Yeah.
Right? Let this sink in for a second. Let this sink in, because you're trading micros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're trading micros. Now, if you had a port, like let's say John Cashola in our community, right, of 50,000, or Hot Potato with the 50,000, other people who have their own money and much larger money, they're able to play, one MNQ or one ES, or one NQ, one ES, right? And so you would just imagine with the proper port size, because right now you don't really have a $50,000 account with Top Step. You have your drawdown. That's really your port
Right.
size, right? Yeah. But imagine if you really had a $50,000 account and you were able to trade proper NQ, that number would be $300.
Yeah.
Because MNQ is a tenth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's $300. And then that also means, when we go back to your dashboard, that also means you would have made 8K. That's some meaningful money, baby.
One day.
That's some meaningful money, baby.
It is.
And that is the importance of journaling and having this log, because it just puts everything into perspective, right?
Yep.
Now, let's talk about you trading smaller. What has that done for you?
Like 10,000 pounds have been lifted off my shoulders. Like, because, obviously we all know, like, we go in too heavy, then you're freaking out. But when you size down the appropriate way, you're more capable of letting it just play out. And that's the thing. Before, like, I wouldn't even, I would have a trade design go, and I wouldn't even let it go to the stop loss because I was freaking out, and then it would play out back down, but because you oversize it, you just, your brain can't comprehend, you're freaking out. But and like, if you on my journal, I have a loss of $14, and then I didn't trade again that day. I'm actually really proud of myself for something like that, because that's a small. I mean, I'm like, I lost $14. I'm like, I didn't do anything today. Lost $14. Like, I, the old me would have been like, I gotta go. I gotta win something. But
Yeah.
it wasn't there in the time that I should have been trading, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I'm like, tomorrow's a new day. But small wins, and not looking at the market anymore after that. Like, $30, bam, off, I'm gone.
Good.
It's literally changed everything, because I, like before, like I said, I would win $30, but I would keep looking for more when I didn't need to. And that's when
Interesting.
you get burnt.
Yeah. But really, what I want to do is really, really showcase something, right? Because these numbers don't look like much. Now, what I'm going to do here is we have Wednesday. This is when you played big, and that was a really, really big day for you, right? That
Yeah,
was
accidentally.
468. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do, right, is we're gonna subtract 468 from this number here,
Okay.
right? And that's gonna be 419. Okay. Okay. So now let's put that into perspective. A $2,000 port, Top Step. You made $419. What is that in percentage growth?
Uh, uh,
Yeah, that's going to be about 20% growth.
okay.
right? Show me a 401k and show me a retirement plan, or show me any game out there, real estate, whatever, that's going to give you 20% returns in 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. And that is again the power of trading small and allowing it to compound, because in that moment, in that trade, it just doesn't seem like a lot. And so as long as you keep that mindset, and you want to trade calm and chill, right? As long as you do that, you are going to reap the rewards of just constantly cruising on up and chilling, right?
Yep.
I had a one-on-one earlier today, and we talked about trading so small you don't give a damn about it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It's true.
It's true, right? We I don't want to sound like a dick or an asshole, but oftentimes, I will say, like, money's not an object, right? For me, money's not an object, right?
Right.
Um, because whatever that dollar amount is probably so small that I don't care about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think a lot of traders need to just sort of kind of adopt that mindset where I need to trade so small that money is not an object and I don't care about it,
Right.
right? Because when you do that, that's when you set yourself up for just phenomenal gains, because you're not stressing it and you're letting the market do what it has to do, right?
Exactly.
And you actually made mention of like how many times like you might have oversized your entire trade, and then like you're scared of getting stopped out, and then the thing just takes off on you. And you're like, "Fuck!" It's
Yeah, I
demoralizing,
mean,
right?
it happens all the time. You go back check all the trade designs. Some of them get stopped out, but like if you're oversizing, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's not let it go to the stop and it just drop back down or go up.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
That's
I'm I'm
because
I'm I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for you.
it's
You're
been a
done.
long journey.
What do you think is the hardest part?
I'd say that another big thing that's helped me out a lot is like not it's going to sound crazy, but not looking at like other people's results and stuff too, because like I guess sometimes like you see everybody making all this money and I'm sitting here making $30, like, well, I mean, they can make all that, I can too. I think that does that make sense? Is
Yeah,
that I feel like that was another big thing. I'm like, I don't look at anything. I just trade. I don't like look at anything else anymore. I don't like, you know, I think that's like calm me down as in, oh, these people are making $1,000, which I'm not taking away from anybody, but I guess it kind of stresses me out. I'm like, how's everybody making all this money and I'm not, but now I'm doing my own thing. I got the base hits going and I just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
yeah. I
that made
mean,
any sense, but that's just,
yeah. Well, I mean, like again, the importance of thinking in terms of percentage as opposed to dollar amount, right? I
yeah.
mean, you could walk around with real big dick energy and look at anyone and be like, "So, what's your port return for you this year?" You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I could do 20% my damn self. I don't need a money manager. I don't need to pay performance fees. I don't need
Right.
to, do all that nonsense. I could do
Mhm.
it myself, and I could be in control of my financial future. And I think that that is the most important thing, because if you think about what you're doing, if someone took a port and compounded 20%, what you just did in a matter of weeks, and you compounded 20% over 20 years, month
Right.
after month after month, that would be a stupid, ridiculous gains, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, okay. So, not looking at other people's monies, not looking at other people's gains, you say that that has helped you out a lot. What do you think? Like, okay, so if there was somebody who was like, hey, I want to join 1348, you got any tips for me? What would you suggest to them, like out of the gate?
Right out of the gate, just trade like, trade small, like, and then, watch everything that they have to offer and just listen. That's it. And just don't think that you have to make a ton of money. I mean, like, I'm just gonna go back on that, I my buddy's been asking me about this whole thing, and I've like, hey, if you just listen and trade and just all the things add up. Like this is the best system I've like by far ever seen, and the more time you spend with it and everything like that, it just works. So trade small and let the system work, because it does work. And again, the small base hits are essential. I don't know. If I could go back in all this time and all these 4 years, and I wish I would have found this 4 years ago, because that's what I would tell them. Like you're given the tools and you just got to drive it, and just drive small. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Man, I love it.
And go to trade camp, because that's another thing. And
Hey, well, with trade camp, this will be the August trade camp will actually be the last one in Orlando. Then I go on tour.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So, where neck of the woods are you?
Ohio, south of Columbus.
I'm never fucking going there.
Oh man, we're not Kansas City.
Yeah, man, Kansas City even worse. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the best, but we're not the worst. Come on, man, make a pass through.
I mean, guys, just hold on to LeBron. That's all you can do is just hold on to LeBron. That's it.
Yeah, I guess that's all we. You're right. You're right. That's it. No one else doing anything.
Yeah, because Cincinnati's a shithole to me too. I'm sorry.
No, you're you're not. It's true. Oh yeah, get longevity club. I don't know if you even have spots left, but I'm gonna say this right here. As I've always said that I need to have somebody hold me accountable for what I'm doing, because this is not the easiest thing, really. It's getting easier for me now because I'm seeing everything, but having you put me in check. I've always said that I need to have somebody put me in check and make sure I'm on the right path. That is essential. You got to have a mentor, and like I said, within 2 months I flew down trade camp, and now here we are.
Here we are.
I wish I would have found this forever ago. This is and now I'm proud that I'm doing good. I put the time in. Finally, it's all clicking.
Trade small, man, and the thing is, it's I hope Diana's watching this, because your profit factor is almost as high as hers. Well, we got a little competition here now. Good stuff, man. And so, what we've highlighted for you in being efficient is trade designs north. That's all you care about now. Trade design south is just noise, right? It's hardly worth your time. You're looking for obvious the confluences, right? You got a trade design north, you got a confluence with MACD, trend thrust, RSI strength, RSI standard, whatever those are, whatever you use for the additional confluences, and then you just go with it, right? Obviously, you have your target, and your target comes from trade camp mindset. Maddie, shout out to you, brother.
Camp psychology.
Right, but like that. Okay, let me ask you something, right? So now you're entering a trade, and you have an exit, and you pretty much have a plan for your trade, right?
Yep.
Right. You have and you walk away. Previous to that, were you just like a deer in headlights, just staring at your profits, like go up, go up, go up, you dirty bastard, just keep going up?
Yep. 100%. Yeah, and like I said, switching to M and Q helped me a little bit. I don't know, everybody out there, like ES kind of just moves a little slower, and for just how I am, I think that was stressing me out a little more, because it wasn't going as fast, and M and Q just moves a lot smoother for my trading style. So that's just all I can explain. Yeah, everybody's got their CL, everybody's got their little thing that they like the movement on, ES was just kind of not. It was kind of killing me, because I didn't like the way it moved, but everybody's got their thing.
Well, everybody's got their own thing, it's I'll share with you something interesting, right? So I went to a holistic doctor, and they would give me like, it was weird. He gave me like a vial of different substances, and as I would hold that substance, my shoulder would get weaker. So Yeah, I would literally plank my arm, and I would hold the substance, and he would apply weight and pressure to my arm. And if it was something I was actually allergic to, I would
Oh,
go weak. It was wild. It was the weirdest, wildest, most this can't be real moment of my life. Like, no, this is fucking witch doctor, right? Yeah. And so, his thing was, oh, it was like it's frequencies penetrating and you're holding it, it's penetrating you, right? He was like, no, I'm gonna hold the glass side of it and I'm going to put the plastic side of this bottle on you, right? And the plastic side, there was no frequency that was penetrating the plastic side, so I was literally stronger. It was weird. It was the weirdest shit I ever saw. And so he was like, everyone has different frequencies, and we react to things differently in different frequencies, right? And so it sort of kind of made me think like about how we talk about cadence and understanding the cadence of the instrument that we're trading, right? And some people are just chill and they like the cadence of a yes, right? It's a frequency match. And then there are people like you who are just like, MNQ is just so smooth for me. That's my frequency match, right?
right.
But here's my $1 million question for you,
Okay.
right? Because the reason why this is crazy, no one jumps to NQ or MNQ because of, oh, it's smoother or the frequency match, if you will. They do it because they're like, oh, I could make more money, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. Didn't think about that. Yeah.
Right. So for you, it's obviously you're showing it. It's less about the money, but more about just like the frequency, right? It's like this is
Right.
for me.
Yes. I can. Yeah. It just clicks with me way more than ES ever did. You know. And yeah. So that's what I'm sticking with. But everybody's got their own thing, and this is what I like, and I'm sticking with it. So finally,
Yeah.
but you just gotta figure it out. It takes time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Definitely.
go back and I would sit down. Like, I'm sure I'm not the only one. You're like, you sit down, like, what's not clicking? What am I doing wrong here? And you just got to reevaluate until you figure it out. You got to put the effort in too. To see what your flaws are and how you can improve or what's holding you back.
Okay. Okay. Oh man, this is great. Now I'm going to ask you like a serious question. Because I know it happened to me early on in my career, right?
Yeah.
And you actually made note of this, not staring at the screen all day. Did when you would stare at the screen all day, which
Okay.
we talk not, we advise not doing that, but because you stared at the screen all day, didn't it sort of kind of like make you depressed? Like,
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah,
right?
because it's just draining mentally too, because you're just sitting there, without any proper plan or anything. You're trying to look for you just don't you're lost really almost, like not having like now I have a plan. I'm trading this at this time or and it's it. But before, man, yeah, I was like, this is mentally draining. Like it's it's terrible. It makes you worse, way worse. You know. It's crazy looking back on how I used to act. Like it's like how was that? How did I? Why?
The reason why I want you to admit that is because I know there are a lot of traders out there and members in our Discord who are probably feeling that on a day-to-day basis where, they spend all day trading. The green days, they feel great, right? And then like the red days, they feel like, why did I just give my whole life, my whole day to
Yeah.
this bullshit?
So let me explain this real quick. So I will say I don't know. Maybe there's people out there that love staring at the screen all day and do good. I don't, but I can tell you right now, one of the days I was staring at the screen, and I hadn't. The later it got, and me staring at that screen, the worse my thought process was because I've been sitting there waiting forever, and I've lost all the time because you're sitting there for hours and hours not
Yeah,
doing anything else and you're just waiting and waiting. It's just, yeah, it was terrible.
you lose focus, right? You lose
Exactly.
focus.
and then
Yeah,
and then you end up
just like a camera did.
oh, my bad, damn it,
Because it just
we were
kept on
doing so
staring
good,
at you and staring at you.
we were
So the
doing
camera
so good,
lost
man.
focus.
Oh,
Oh man. Yeah, it's
Well,
probably lighting. You just gotta like up the lighting on you. That's it. So yeah, there you go.
the
Yeah,
better.
yeah, you're still a handsome ugly fuck. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's good. That's all. That's what I want to hear.
Okay,
That's good.
so keep going, right? You lose focus, you get fatigued, right? And
Yeah, and so it's you're looking for things that aren't there, and yeah, you just end up making bad decisions. It's just like anything else, like the more you're wasting your time for forever, you're bound to not make the best decision. I don't know, if that makes
uh,
any sense. Like, I just remember how and I was just like, yeah, I was getting headaches and stuff. Like, I'm just sitting here staring and staring and staring, stressed out. Come home, I'm like, man, why'd I lose? And that even took me a while to figure out, like, what, like, what, like, what. I wasn't even like thinking about that as a problem.
mm, yeah. I'm willing to bet my port.
Hmm.
Willing to bet my port that after a day like that, you're looking forward to 6 o'clock to happen just to see if you could get something at 6 o'clock because you got nothing during the day.
Yeah, yeah. And then you just like you're not in a good mood really, when you get back is like you stare at the screen all day for like somewhat of a big reward and then you don't get anything out of it, then you're just not, kind of kills your mood for the rest of the day because you just spent all that time for nothing. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been on the journey. I've figured it. I finally figured it out. Finally, gave in. It was hard to do, and I'm sure it's probably going to be hard to do for some other people. But once you submit, it's like I'm like back to normal now. Like no, I'm not like, oh man, why didn't I do that?
Yeah.
It, you
Yeah.
know, it works. It's stress free, and that's the big part of it. It's not training's not really meant to be stress. It's not meant to be stressful. We all have make it stressful for ourselves, but it's not. Doesn't have to be that way. And this system obviously shows that as well.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
For those who are just wondering what the hell Trade 1348 is, go ahead and download the app at trade1348.com. And of course, we have basically this is what he's talking about, right? So you get an alert and then he just let it go. He has a target, he lets it go. If he hits it, he hits it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Wait for the next trade design. Really that simple. That's how we teach it. But today was one hell of a day, huh? That was suicide.
Yeah. Sure was. Yeah. Uh, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you tweak the settings. You have so many tools available for us all to like, utilize. It's the same. That's what I'm saying. It's like you got to put the time in to figure out like what works for you too, and that's taken me a lot too. There's so many things you see out there. Like use this, use that. Here's the secret indicator. Uh, and then you come here and it's like you'll never leave if you utilize it the right way. It's all there for you.
He
I
said
was
he'll never leave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
those
mean,
are really powerful
well,
words.
I'm saying yeah, I'm saying once if you understand it and get it, why would you leave? It's I was here since when I first joined Titan AI just came out. Like I think my second day in was like the release of Titan AI, and
Uh,
just I'm just saying like it's advanced so much, it's crazy. It's
yeah,
it's stupid easy. That's what I'm saying. It's
yeah. Okay, well, did you hear the announcement on a stream? So Titan AI is going to get another update
I did
where it's going to scream the
levels.
levels at you. Yeah,
I mean, what, what else can you do?
exactly. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Justin here. He's done a hell of a job and he's sharing his story with you guys and obviously his stats. Good job. Good job. And because of that, I do owe him another meeting this month. So, I'm going to give you one next week. Right. And
Oh,
we'll just, yeah, we're going to follow up and, we don't have to record that one, but we'll just see your stats going along consistently. And then we'll talk about how we scale it up. Okay. But and again, these are going to be strategies of the scaling up. When would we transition to your own money? Because I don't want you doing it with the prop firm. Okay.
Yeah, I don't either. And could I fund my own money right now? Yeah, but I need to pass this to show me like my mindset for the real world.
There you go.
That's what I'm looking at. I don't want to do the prop firm, but I'm like, if I can't at least pass this, then I don't need to be using my own money yet. So this is the test. Once I get there,
Spoken like, damn. Okay. See, he's a G right here, guys.
well, I'm not trying to be that guy at all. But my thing is like I know they give you rules for prop firms or whatever, but I'm like, I just need to tell myself I can do that before I go out here, then start going down to the real grind.
All right. I think everyone here respects that. I think everyone here respects that, man. All right, brother. So get yourself scheduled for next week. I'm going to see you next week. We're going to look at your stats. And hopefully we'll be bragging about you some more. So,
Sweet. Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me on here.
Perfect, man. Perfect. All right, brother. You have a blessed night.
You too.
All right. Have a good one. And I have to hit stop. Now just remove that part of the recording. I would just leave it here, right? Yeah, guys, we're just gonna leave this part of the recording here. You want the blooper? We gave you the blooper. Say something funny, Justin.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Peace, guys. Peace.